catching up on a game called CounterSpy here in the PlayStation launch at E3 with Ed. First of all, it certainly harkens to like the old school spy movies, spy TV series. Is that sort of your inspiration for this game initially?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the obvious kind of spy films like James Bond and so on have been big influences, but also some of the older stuff like Ipcris File and some of those more sort of 60s spy films were also a big influence.
Uncle.
Yeah, exactly. And also, older sort of side-scrolling games back in the past, like...
Impossible Mission.
Exactly, that was what I was thinking of. Yeah, so definitely lots of old school influences, but we've also tried to add a little bit new there, sort of like into the mix with the the cover mechanic. You can kind of interact with the background, and the camera will switch to 3D, which means you've got more than just a sort of side-scrolling element there. So.
Very interesting touch there. Obviously, it's got that sort of 2D stealth element that's really nice to it, and that works really well. But adding that 3D element to it in sort of a almost like a light gun shooter fashion, if you will. Add something different to it as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you kind of got the choice of whether you want to play the game in a sort of more action way or more stealthy approach. And there's various weapons that will support, either approach there as well.
I was very surprised that I wasn't penalized as harshly for not playing it stealthily. Really? I mean, you can play it kind of action, like you're probably going to die a little bit more, but you can do that.
Right, and obviously at the beginning the levels start off quite easy, but as it gets harder you definitely need to be a little bit more careful. And you're trying to manage the defcon of each country that you're playing on. You've got the Imperialists as well as the Socialists, and as you're managing the defcon, like if that gets too high, then the rockets are going to launch and it's game over. So you've got to be really careful about being too sort of chaotic and too guns blazing, because otherwise they're going to react to that and then launch the missiles. So.
Seems like the game is just littered with a lot of secrets and stuff you can collect. And is that I mean, that's sort of obviously something that I enjoy about games. A lot of secrets, a lot of things to sort of challenge me to get to a section that's perhaps littered with more enemies and that sort of thing. Is that what you want to get to?
Yeah, definitely. Having the secrets is, something we want to encourage, a lot of exploration and not just kind of charge through the levels, but really look around. One of the core objectives in the game is to steal the launch plans. So you've really got to look out for the computers and find those so that you can, get the plans and find out what the enemy's up to.
Very beautiful stylized art that's gone into this game. Can you tell us a little bit about the design vision for it?
Yeah, well, actually, one of the guys that works for us used to work at Pixar for many years, working on films like The Incredibles. So his kind of design vision has definitely been really, really impactful on the game. So yeah, we wanted to kind of capture a little bit of that sort of soul bass sort of feel, very kind of old, 60s style stuff, but with a modern angle as well on it, with the sort of character design and so on. So.
I mean, when you look at it in 2D, it's nice, but then when you translate to 3D, it works that way as well, which is kind of difficult to pull off, turning the perspective from 2D to 3D and still making it look nice.
Yeah, absolutely, and also from a gameplay point of view, it's really difficult because when you're in 2D, you've got a very constrained view on the world, but as soon as you switch it to 3D, you can see a lot further into the background, so you can see a lot more of what's going on. So you need to be able to handle that, and also got to make sure that the controls work well in both and flip over really well and really seamlessly without the player getting confused. So definitely spend a lot of time on that side of things.
It's almost like I understand it's not quite like Fest, but it's almost got that sort of idea where you get a different perspective and you see a little bit more of the space.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that can maybe help you to see like a different way into a secret room or whatever, like find another spot that you might not have noticed otherwise.
Very cool. It's coming out on both PlayStation 4 and Vita. Is it PS3 as well, or?
That's right, PS3, PS4, Vita, and also mobile platforms. And current release is in the summer. No specific date yet, but it is pretty close.
Yeah, I imagine it could be played pretty well with touch interface as well.
That's right, yeah. The mobile version, it's not like a companion app or anything. It's actually a standalone game. So it's a little bit shorter than the PlayStation version, but it has some different content as well. So, but with the PlayStation version, if you buy it on any, buy it on like PS4, then you can also, you get it. It's like cross-buy. You can get it for PS3 and Vita at the same time, and then, the saves are also completely linked. So, you can buy it on PS4, you can play for a little bit, then you can take your Vita, go and play it on the bus, and you're using the exact same save game. So it's kind of convenient.
That's the way we like it.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.